Hello, everyone. Here we are in March 2026. So we need to make most of the planets' configurations and the energies that they are bestowing on us. To make the most of the planetary currents this month, you'll need two things: awareness and the willingness to act decisively. March doesn't reward passivity, it asks for presence, discernment, and the courage to meet life as it is, especially when circumstances feel unclear. There could be restless beginnings, as Mars, Uranus, and the eclipse mood, which is from the 1st to the 4th March, but lingers on practically the entire month. It opens with Mars in Aquarius in a waning square to Uranus in Taurus. Now, all these planets' configuration is basically forming the backdrop of the nervous tension that we are all feeling. There could be abrupt impulses and a collective sense that something is shifting beneath the surface. Now, on 2nd March, when Mars enters Pisces, and on 3rd March, a full moon in Virgo arrives with a lunar eclipse. Adding to the already intense situation, Lilith in Sagittarius forms a very tense aspect to the moon's nodes, highlighting themes of truth, belief, and emotional reactivity. So the overall feel of these days can be restless and slightly unsettled. Now, things may seem mysterious, confusing, or difficult to contain, as if the disorder is hovering at the edges of daily life. Now, this isn't a time to rush. It's a time to proceed carefully, manage practical necessities, and make space for inner clarity. The more you can slow down enough to see what's really going on, the better your decisions will be. There is a supportive current also to all these intense situations. The Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter from 5th to 11th March. So from 5th March, the tone becomes more workable. The Sun in Pisces trines Jupiter in Cancer, offering emotional support, generosity, and a sense that help is available internally and externally. So on 7th March, when the Sun co-joins the retrograde Mercury, and by 9th March, Mercury forms a trine to Jupiter. So 2 days later, Jupiter ends its retrograde phase, shifting momentum forward. Now, these are excellent days for meaningful conversations with trusted people, therapy, journaling, and emotional integration, meditation, retreat, and inner work, creative or spiritual practices that requires depth. Serenity and self-confidence are the best allies now. The water harmony between Pisces and Cancer favors emotional intelligence, the kind that doesn't rush to conclusions but listens long enough for insights to surface. So when Venus is meeting Neptune and Saturn, it's like ideal versus reality. That is from 6th to 8th March. On 6th March, Venus enters Aries and immediately encounters the still active Neptune Saturn conjunct, which was specially noticeable and going to be specially noticeable on 7th and 8th March. This configuration asks for something difficult but important: to unite ideal, appearance, and reality. Now, where this succeeds, you may glimpse something new emerging personally and collectively, as if the future is briefly visible through the fog, but it also requires a disciplined kind of honesty. This is not the moment to judge by appearances. Look again, ask better questions, let the time reveal what is real. Used creatively, these days can yield extraordinary results, particularly for those actively reshaping life circumstances. The process may feel like birth, messy, demanding, and not entirely predictable. So resist the urge to abandon your efforts when obstacles appear. At the same time, keep your expectations realistic. So if a gloomy mood arises, it may be touching older layers like rejection, devaluation, unmet longings. Now, the task is to realign ideals with reality without surrendering your deeper vision. So, I would say from 15 March onwards, it's going to be the power of your words and your inner speech, how you articulate, how you communicate. So on 15th March, when Mercury meets Mars in Pisces at the ascending lunar node, this is a significant day for the energy of language because words carry weight, and that includes the words you speak internally and externally, and also your prayers and affirmations and manifestations, the mantras, your intentions, which you're throwing to the universe, is what you get back. So, this day supports soulful conversations, spiritual practices, and meditation, honest, heart led exchange, creative writing, or inspired speech. There's a note of caution. Avoid getting pulled into arguments about religious or spiritual beliefs. Mars with Mercury can sharpen the tongue. And in Pisces, it's better used as devotion, compassion, and clarity, not ideological combat. You need to recalibrate since Venus squaring Jupiter, new moon in Pisces, which is from the 18th to almost 20th March. So on 18th March, when Venus in Aries squares Jupiter in Cancer, amplifying your desire and emotion and sometimes exaggeration, it can be tempting to overreach, to overpromise, or seek comfort in ways that don't truly satisfy. Then on 19th March, a new moon in Pisces offers a gentler invitation. Pause, take a stock, and honor what you've been through. So, this is a beautiful moment to reflect on recent events and ask, what have I learned? What is ending? What is trying to be born in me now? So, finding words for what's emerging helps it take shape and prepares you to act with greater clarity in the next phase. There's an equinox, a new astrological year, and a collective turning point. Now, this is from 20th to 25th March. The new astrological year begins with the sun's entry into Aries at the equinox on 20th March, and notably, Mercury turns direct at the same time. So, forward motion returns but with urgency. The sun moves through the degree range connected with the rare Saturn Neptune themes that have been building since February. So the key dates to keep in mind are this 22nd March when Sun conjoins Neptune, Mars trines Jupiter, 25th March when Sun is meeting Saturn in Aries. The symbolism is clear, dissolving outdated structures while facing the responsibilities of new beginnings. This can feel like being asked to commit before you have certainty about the outcome. And yet, decisions may still be necessary. Courses reset, steps taken, realities acknowledged. So the Mars Jupiter water trine speaks of faith, protection of life, and the will to nurture what is meaningful. It favors courageous compassion and sustained effort. Progress is possible, but it will require patience and persistence. Collectively, these days may bring decisive moves, master strokes, whose consequences shape the longer future. Relationships and values take center stage from 26th to 30th March, the last week of March. Towards the end of the month, relationship themes become more prominent. So on 26th March, Venus meets Chiron in Aries, opening a window for healing, old wounds, difficult dynamics, and tender truths may surface, not to punish, but to be integrated. Now, this is a constructive time to engage with uncomfortable relationship patterns, the fear of rejection or not being enough, delicate decisions or discussions about money, values, and fairness. So, clarification is worth it because on 30th March, Venus enters Taurus. The atmosphere then shifts towards grounding, sensuality, and a healthier relationship with material reality. Pleasure that is stable, not frantic. Value that is embodied, not performative. So, the personal quality of time, how it is utilized. Well, March is inviting you to turn towards your own reality with courage and resolve. The spirit of new beginnings supports both inner and outer growth, and you may find yourself in one form or another meeting life anew. So, depending on your natal chart and circumstances, this could show up in career, relationships, identity, health, or spiritual direction. If you'd like deeper personalized guidance, high quality horoscope interpretations, especially longer range analysis, can be powerful tools for conscious development over the next 12 months. You could actually get your yearly chart made in connection with your natal chart. So if you want gentle reminders, don't forget to visit my website. They're all there. You can also note down the lucky dates, the most stressful dates, your most romantic windows, and the best days for career and finance. It's all laid out for you there for easy reference. And for if you all are needing your zodiac, I wouldn't call it predictions, but guidelines for the month of March 2026. Again, they're all out, going to be uploaded for you in the next day or two. Always stay blessed.